We'll continue reading chapter 19 of Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita book. No one knew anything of what was going on except Swamiji. He led the chanting, he gave the lines for the bride and groom to exchange. He told them where to sit and what to do. He, in fact, had told them to get married. He had also cooked the elaborate feast that was waiting in the kitchen for the completion of the ceremony. Prabhupada asked Mukunda and Janaki to exchange their flower garlands, and after that, to exchange sitting places. He then asked Mukunda to rub some vermilion down the part of Janaki's hair and then to cover her head with her sari. Next came the fire sacrifice, and finally the feast. The special feature of the wedding was the big feast. It turned out to be quite a social success. The guests are enthusiastically asked for more and raved about the sensational taste. Prabhupada's followers, who were accustomed to the simple daily fare of rice, dal, sabji, and chapatis, found the feast intoxicating and ate as much as they could get. Many of Mukunda's friends were macrobiotic followers, and at first they fastidiously avoided all the sweets, but gradually the enthusiasm of the others wore down their resistance, and they became captivated by the Swamiji's expert cooking. God, he is a good cook, said Janaki. Bruce, who had missed the first initiation, was seeing the Vedic fire sacrifice and tasting the Swami's kachoris for the first time. He resolved on the spot to dedicate himself to Krishna consciousness and become one of the Swamiji's disciples as soon as possible. Almost all the visitors personally approached Swamiji to thank him and congratulate him. He was happy and said it was all Krishna's blessings, Krishna's grace. After the ceremony, Mukunda and his wife entertained many of the devotees and guests in their apartment. The evening had put everyone in high spirits, and Hayagriva was reciting poetry. Then someone turned on the television to catch the scheduled interview with Alan Ginsberg, the poet, and much to everyone's happiness. Alan began playing harmonium and chanting Hare Krishna. He even said there was a Swami on the Lower East Side who was teaching this mantra yoga. Krishna consciousness was new and unheard of. Yet now the devotees were seeing a famous celebrity perform kirtana on television. The whole evening seemed auspicious. Back at his apartment, Prabhupada, along with a few helpers, cleaned up after the ceremony. He was satisfied. He was introducing some of the major elements of his Krishna consciousness mission. He had initiated disciples, he had married them, and he had feasted the public with Krishna Prasadam. If I had the means, he told his followers, I could hold a major festival like this every day. End of chapter. You can go to the next chapter. Chapter 20. Stay high forever. But while this was going on, an old man, 1 year past his allotted 70 and 10, wandered into New York's East Village and set about to prove to the world that he knew where God could be found. In only 3 months, the man, Swami Eshi Bhaktivedanta, succeeded in convincing the world's toughest audience, Bohemians, acid heads, potheads, and hippies, that he knew the way to God. Turn off, sing out, and fall in. This new brand of holy man, with all due deference to Dr. Leary, has come forth with a brand of consciousness expansion that's sweeter than acid, cheaper than pot, and non-bustable by force. How is all this possible? Through Krishna, the Swami says, from the East Village, other October 1966. Prabhupada's health was good that summer and fall, or so it seemed. He worked long and hard, and except for 4 hours of rest at night, he was always active. He would speak intensively on and on, never tiring, and his voice was strong. His smiles were strong and charming, his singing voice loud and melodious. During Kirtan, he would thump Bengali mridang rhythms on his bongo drum. Sometimes for an hour, he ate heartily of rice, dal, chapatis, and vegetables with ghee. His face was full and his belly protuberant. Sometimes, in a light mood, he would drum with 2 fingers on his belly and say that the resonance affirmed his good health. His golden color had the radiance of youth and well being preserved by 70 years of healthy, non destructive habits. When he smiled, virility and vitality came on so strong as to embarrass a faded, dissolute New Yorker. In many ways, he was not at all like an old man, and his new followers completely accepted his active youthfulness as a part of the wonder of Swamiji. Just as they had come to accept the wonder of the chanting and the wonder of Krishna, Swamiji was not an ordinary man. He was spiritual. He could do anything. None of his followers dared advise him to slow down, nor did it ever really occur to them that he needed such protection. They were busy. They were busy just trying to keep up with him. During the 2 months of 26, during the 2 months at 26 Second Avenue, he had achieved what had formerly been only a dream. He now had a temple, a duly registered society, full freedom to preach, and a band of initiated disciples. When a godbrother had written asking him how he would manage a temple in New York, Prabhupada had said that he would need men from India, but that he might find an American or two who could help. That had been last winter. Now Krishna had put him in a different situation. He had received no help from his godbrothers, no big donations from India, from Indian business magnates, and no assistance from the Indian government. But he was finding success in a different way. There were happy days, he said. He had struggled alone for a year, but then Krishna sent me men and money. Yes, there were happy days for Prabhupada, but his happiness was not like the happiness of an old man's sunset years. As he fades into the dim comforts of retirement, his, his was the happiness of youth, a time of blossoming of new powers, a time when future hopes expand without limit. He was 71 years old, but in ambition, he was a courageous youth. He was like a young giant just beginning to grow. He was happy because his preaching was taking hold, just as Lord Chaitanya had been happy when he had traveled alone to South India spreading the chanting of Hare Krishna. Prabhupada's happiness was that of a selfless servant of Krishna to whom Krishna was sending candidates for devotional life. He was happy to place the seed of devotion within their hearts and to train them in chanting Hare Krishna, hearing about Krishna and working to spread Krishna consciousness. So we'll stop here and continue reading tomorrow. Few realizations from today's reading. I will not repeat what happened, but I'll just share my realizations that we saw how Srila Prabhupada came all by himself to this Western country without any help, like no men, no money, nothing, no support. Only he has very strong faith on his Guru and Krishna. That's what is very required in devotional life. Prabhupada was not a young man. He was, we see here at that time, at 1966, he was 71 years old. And you see, in that age, Prabhupada was cooking like 15 different varieties. It was a marriage feast. He himself, by himself, he cooked 15 varieties in that small, narrow kitchen. And like, what was his contribution? You see, like how the Westerners who don't know anything, Prabhupada taught him the four regulative principles. It's very difficult for Westerners. It's very difficult to follow those four regulative principles. But Prabhupada, because of his mind was so fixed and absorbed that's the power. That's how he empowered his disciples also. Not only he initiated them, he taught them what is a, like, how to live like without marriage. It's not good for a devotee. When you're in Krishna consciousness, you have to follow certain rules, regulations, certain like Varnashrama Dharma, and how Prabhupada taught his disciples to get married. He performed a marriage ceremony of Janki Mataji and Mukunda Prabhu. Prabhupada like organized the whole feast. Yeah, it's only and only his strong determination. See, like how things are slowly changing. When he came, he was asking for help to everyone, but there was no help. But so many things Prabhupada achieved in that small duration, and Prabhupada is saying it's only and only because of Krishna's mercy. That's true. Even though we are not well qualified for something, but we always pray to our Guru and Krishna. It's because of their mercy only we can achieve anything. Like, even though something is not possible, impossible can also happen by Krishna's mercy. Only thing, we should have that strong determination, strong faith, and should have that strong desire in our heart that